jump in and do this, or do you want to jump in and do it?
I can. I did just get access to it this morning after a little bit
Okay.
of difficulty, but I can log in, and I'm
Okay.
logged in actually right now. I'm looking at it.
Okay. That sounds good.
Great.
So, Lori, I may need a little bit of guidance on how to fully leverage the new functionality that got added this week.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of time to play with it, but this is the tool. And I want to see if I can get my toolbar to hide here. Oh, go away. Or not. There it is. Okay.
Just as a real recap too, I'm sure if you remember, you probably do from the last conversation, Debbie, but so this tool is going out and it's scraping public available data profiles and paid databases. It's scraping the entire web. It's all social channels, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, Indeed, all the job boards. And it's the AI behind the scenes is going out and gathering all this data, and then it's aggregating the profile together to include the contact information. So, I mean, in the US alone, we've got over 250 million profiles, but globally it's like 900 million profiles.
Oh, wow.
So instead of like Indeed, where Indeed you're limited, they have a similar tool in Indeed, but you're limited to
just Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with LinkedIn and all of that, but this is aggregating all of that together.
Right. So you're getting all of those posts and websites and social media and whatever, all here.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's piecing it all together. So what you're not going to get here are resumes. You're going to get profiles, and we'll show you.
Wow.
So it pieces all that together. So you're going to get the most up-to-date information anytime someone's, putting that information out there wherever. So
yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Yep. That's great.
Yeah, so the big magic behind it really is that aggregating part. So like Google and Yahoo and all these search engines for a long time of just, this URL matches this URL, and therefore and that's how the web crawler works. Mm-hmm. This is doing things with an AI where it's recognizing, the easy things, the user handles. People will go on Reddit, they create a handle. They go on Twitter, they create a handle, and they say similar things on those handles. It goes through an effort to identify if it's the same writing style between different websites, if the tasks being mentioned are similar, and that's how it constructs all the profiles. So it's more than just, this name matches this, so it must be the same person. It actually assumes that's not the case, and it dives a little bit deeper and tries to figure out if there's similarities with what these different things on different websites are posting.
Okay.
It's pretty broad. So one of the big updates that we just got this week is this cool extractor field here. I'm going to draw a big circle around this. Okay. And what this does is I should grab a job description. Where did I get one of those from? Oh, here we go. It did my search engine. Okay. Ammonia refrigeration tech is this job that I always like going and grabbing because I have a client that really specifically does this.
That's funny.
But you can type in some details about what it is you're looking for. And our expectation here is that our clients would go into this field and really just copy the job descriptions they have in the ATS already and just drop it in here. And I haven't done it with this detail yet, so we'll see how well this works. I always kind of get a little nervous when it decides to do this and if it's going to give me some good results. But this is sort of a, did that not work? Oh, no. I was thinking about it. It might be still thinking about it. So it will try to pre-fill in all the other, not pre-fill, but parse out the data into the other fields to get to a spot where if you had manually by yourself filled in everything based on your job description and take time to do that, it just speeds up the process. So
yeah.
Okay, maybe I didn't like that job description. Let me go grab one of the job descriptions out of our actual environment, and I can drop it in here, and it'll probably work a little bit better. The other one I was pulling from ChatGPT.
There's also another way to do it while he's looking for that, Debbie, which I think a lot of people do. Like, so say you're looking for a line cook in, Memphis, Tennessee. Simply type in line cook, Memphis, Tennessee. Parse those fields, and then it'll back a really wide range of data, but then you go back in and manually. So, try that. Yeah.
Give that a shot. There you go. So
Oh,
it pre-fills, and it knows some things about different terminology companies use for a line cook. So it's gone out online and go, yeah, some companies use this term, some companies use this term, and it adds all of them because we're looking for all this, all these options. So, and then I'll go ahead and hit the search button here and we'll see what it does. That's got to be a lot of results in Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yep.
And that's so simple.
The idea here in our thinking is that with like job boards are still useful. They're part of recruitment sourcing, recruitment marketing. This is more the employer going out to then find the candidates, whereas job boards are, hey, candidate, here, go find some potential employers.
Right.
So companies can be really specific if they have a specific need in a specific area. For example, wherever they might need to enhance a search if they're just not getting results from the job board. Also, job boards, Indeed in particular, is very expensive. It's absolutely atrocious what they charge companies. So we've been telling our clients, reduce your Indeed budget by like 10%, use this, and then have money left over.
Yeah.
It's really affordable and easy to use. So what it ends up producing ultimately is a list of candidates. We have other tools that then assist people with recruiters for getting in touch with those candidates, reaching out to them in a way that's going to get a response and some engagement. Because some people get texts on their phones all day from like, click this link and apply, and they're like, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Like, that's my assumption. So there's some guidance on how to reach out to those candidates and to call them on the phone and to be sure that you're saying, go to our website. It's real. This is the job you're looking for when you get to the website, and being really structured about how you communicate when you're doing outreach. It then ends up becoming a little bit of like similar to a sales cycle. It'll feel a little bit like cold calling. But what you do is you end up getting in touch with people that might not be looking for a job right now. They might not be going to Indeed and looking for anything. And, oh, you came to me because you saw my expertise. Those candidates, they call passive candidates. And once they get engaged, they're a really great source for hiring.
Yeah.
So this is really your tool to build your talent pool, right? So build your talent pool. You can set up your campaigns to continually be reaching out to them, and hopefully they'll eventually click on that link and apply for the job.
Do you set up the campaigns through here, or is that a different?
There can be email campaigns through here.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So when you get down your list and you decide you want to have contact information, that's where the credits come into play and this paying for the service comes in. So to get the contact, the phone number, and the email for these individuals, you spend credits.
Okay.
But when you download them, they're good in the system for like, I think it's three or 4 months or something. And then you can put them in a pool and you can go back to them a month later. You're like, oh, I have another position that opened up. I already did a search. I'm going to go back to that.
You can go back to the same.
You just go back to it. Yeah.
It
keeps them alive for a while.
Yeah.
But it does refresh periodically. So some people's profiles over time will change because they'll learn new skills. They'll post something new. And the AI is picking up, oh, this person actually added a whole explanation for a new thing that they did. And it'll tack that onto the profile. So it's constantly learning about these profiles.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool. This is one of these things when they rolled out in front of us and started searching it for the first time, where we were kind of like, I can't believe it's doing what you're telling me it's doing.
So in like a process setting, would this be, so obviously this is an add-on. So would you use this tool prior to applicant tracking, or would you use both, or is it just another means of sourcing other than the applicant tracking?
It would work in conjunction with an ATS.
Okay.
So it is another means for sourcing, really. Okay. It can work with any ATS, provided that ATS is robust enough to do linking to positions and reaching out to candidates and that sort of thing. But the idea here is
a good mix here. Say use your ATS with SmartSource. And then they're covering like older bases.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you from here, let's say, oh, I like Asha and Shred and Rec, and I could check them off. And if I check them off, can I add them to the applicant tracking So then it will show when I do interview them, or if I reject them, decline them, whatever, I offer them a position, and it goes into onboarding. Is that how this would work?
There, we have integrations underway to make it more of a connection. And actually, there's an element to that I'll get into in a moment. But the idea is that if you can send them the link to the job,
Mm-hmm.
it says this is the apply now page. If you hit the button, you'll get in the application.
Oh, from here,
Mhm.
the link.
You
Okay.
would reach out to them, say, we're interested in hiring you for this position. Here's the link. Go ahead and click and apply. They'll just start coming in through that channel because that's the spigot, so to speak, to get into the ATS.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. No, that's great then. And then now they're in the ATS, and now you can track the candidates' workflow where you're at.
Exactly. Yep. And then you're off to the process of, okay, let's do an interview. Let's do a second interview, all that.
I like that.
Part of what we're working on with that integration, the part I wanted to mention is actually an integration where the ATS data then fuels this feature. What we're moving towards is we want to be able to have in the ATS, the job description page, you just go get me candidates, and you click. All of the job description that's in the ATS already gets dropped into this parse field, parses out, runs a search, bring my candidates over, and it's all automated. That's what we're pushing.
Wow. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Because now they are totally working together.
Yeah, like if you're looking at a rec, I've had this open for 2 weeks. I really need to juice how many candidates are in here. I'm not getting enough from my sources I'm using now. Or maybe right at the jump, that's just where they start when they create the rec. They just immediately hit the button. Whatever their process is as a company and how they want to use this tool, it's going to be really flexible.
Yeah.
But yeah, right out from the get-go, here we go. Let's just launch right away into SmartSource and maybe skip paying Indeed entirely.
Yeah.
And that's what's coming. I mean, right now we do have the ability to where you can, the candidates will flow right into the ATS and then reach out directly from there. So, but what he's talking about is kind of a second thing that's coming, which is really convenient. If you're on the specific job, then you can just have it search and bring back candidates for that job.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really slick. It's really easy to use, and we've been told that there's lots of competing tools out there, that have just spun up in the past year or so. We've, our supplier's been doing this since 2018, so the data in here is superior, way superior to a lot of others that have just spun up. And so, yeah, it's really about the data here that we're. Make sure that we have up-to-date phone numbers and emails.
Yeah. So are you saying the competitors that have like spun up may not have the latest and the greatest?
Right.
Okay.
From what I'm told, many of them are sourcing from this one specific, it's called People Data Labs. That's the database where they're getting most of the contact information. But a lot of that contact information is not always up to date. So we've got databases that we pay on top of that, and then we only go to People Data Labs as a last resort if we can't find any contact information. So, yeah.
That sounds great. Okay. Yeah, no, that's nice. I love it. I see this working great with your ATS, seamlessly. So if we could just be the payroll provider that integrates with, Cadient and your SmartSource. That would be amazing. That's kind of how I see it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, there's ways to, did you guys talk about the instant ATS and all of that?
We didn't touch on that a whole lot yet.
I don't think instant ATS, no. Okay.
Because I'm just thinking of scenarios where, because that in our instant ATS, but you've got your ATS would you continue using your ATS? Like, what are your thoughts around that?
I think Michael and I, when we discussed it, I feel even Michael might have mentioned it on our call, that he wouldn't be opposed to utilizing your ATS and just us being the payroll provider.
Yeah.
And integrating in that fashion instead of just using, our ATS and payroll and SmartSource. I don't know. I feel like maybe just use your ATS and then have the ability to add on the bells and whistles you all have.
Right.
Is the direction I feel.
Yeah.
Especially if we're working together and partnering. We're bringing you in. If you bring us in, I feel that might be cleaner.
Yeah.
For the ATS and where the payroll.
Yeah.
And he wasn't too worried of like where everything lived, because you have onboarding, right? Is in your ATS.
Yep.
So he didn't seem worried about, where it all sits. However, my mind just goes to, with onboarding, will the employees have, so we have employee self-service, right? So they have access to all the documents that they've filled out, completed, signed, whatever. So that's where my mind goes, like, oh, where's that going to be housed?
It can remain in the ATS. And actually, traditionally, for a long time, we've told our clients not to use the ATS as a system of record. So we have what we call a document export along with the new hire feed, where there's like a data feed. Parallel to that, we drop PDFs on FCP, and there's this whole process for being able to retrieve them. We're working on getting an API for all that, for the document transfer too. So if there is a document management tool that you have and your preferences, it's easier for our customers to have it here. We could always work through as part of our process with setting up the partnership. Let's get the document feed as part of that too. It's really easy from the user's perspective, the admins of the ATS, because they have this whole tool for managing documents, and they go, oh, there's this list here called new hire documents. I just put the ones in there that I want to show up in the HR system. Cool. And if they signed it, that copy of the signed one goes straight over.
Okay. Yeah, I believe, I hope I'm correct, our onboarding sits with payroll, I believe, and not with the ATS. Phil, I think I'm
So it's separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll verify that.
Okay.
I think that's
We
how
can make it work either way, right? We can make it work either way, right, Kyle? We could send the new hire file directly into their onboarding.
Yeah, because I'm recalling other applicant tracking tools that I've been a part of. The onboarding was a part of ATS, where it's opposite here. It sits with payroll. So anyways.
Yeah. We've had onboarding in our ATS since this particular platform was built a long time ago. And it's always just, to me, been like, that's where it sits. A lot of our clients use it. They're pretty happy with it. It's got really good self-service tools. But we definitely bump into scenarios where some clients like, we want something a little more robust. We want to be able to have, videos and pictures and instructions and all these extra things. We're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense for you to let's do a onboarding feed instead of a new hire feed. We just send data over a little bit earlier, and the handoff happens a couple steps soon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. One thing I love, you guys are really flexible. I feel like we have a lot of opportunity because we can be flexible to work for the greater good of the client and for us to, both support the client. So I feel like we're in a good place there. We made that even clear last meeting. I felt like I was like, good. From a business perspective, we would just have to find out, okay, how do we, present it from the get-go? Do we just stick with you guys are doing the ATS portion every time when we just plug in payroll? That can be it.
Yeah.
Or, and you have all the bells and whistles, but again, I want to make sure we're satisfying because I've had clients ask me, well, my employees are going to be able to pull it up in the same portal, right? Their onboarding documents or whatever. Important because that's what we talk about, being an all-in-one system. So I don't want them to be thinking, oh, I got to log in somewhere else to get those documents. Yeah.
That won't happen. There'll be an SSO, right?
Right. That's what I think. So I think we're going to solve that problem. So we should have no issues there. Well,
so
good.
Are you thinking though? You're thinking about this from a white label version, correct? So
yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I feel like our next step should be, if it's like, how do we see us rolling this out? You know, and what's the partnership look like? I'm sure you may have a partnership agreement in place. We have a partnership agreement in place. What are we going to do here to like bridge those two together? What are fees, kind of like concrete line item, so then you're able, ours is easy. Our payroll's like $39 base and $6 per pay a month. That's what it is. Um,
9 base per person?
I'm sorry.
39 base, you said per,
No, it's 39 flat base monthly,
okay, yeah.
and then $6 per employee per month.
Okay.
So they can have a weekly payroll, and they're just going to pay the $6 per employee per month and the $39. It's not per payroll.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And they even get off-cycle payrolls too in that, which is unheard of because usually people pay extra for off-cycle. Yeah. And then our W-2s, year-end work, they are included unless they want them distributed out to them paper form.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
electronic, most people want to go anyways, electronic, paperless. So it works. But if they do want distribution of them, then there's a charge to that. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, because of the whole materials and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think people really, and I'm not going to say they're not out there. They're definitely out there. They're still getting paper, right? And they're still getting a package or even payroll. I mean, they're there. And I get it. But for the most part, people see, oh, yeah, no, I want to go paperless. I want them to be able to go grab their own W-2 and their pay stub so they're not calling me.
Got it. Okay.
And so, or the administrator of the company is usually hoping for that. So that's how we work it. But yeah, so I'm thinking the next call should really be, I mean, we've got this recorded. You could send it to me. And then from a business perspective, just like I'll get with Michael.
Okay.
We'll schedule another time where
Okay.
maybe we can really, that we can really kind of finalize something of what we're looking to do as a partnership agreement, a business perspective, and go from there.
Yeah, that sounds great. Do you want to get something scheduled now, or do you want to talk to Michael first? Like look at next week?
I don't know. Let me do this tomorrow. I have my call with Michael.
Oh,
and I
okay.
can update him, and then I will schedule, like I'll reach out to you because then you could just send me your
Sure.
calendar invite. I'll reach out to you, Lori, and just say, hey, these are the times and days that work really good for Michael next. I just want to make sure Michael can attend. That's the most important. He's going to probably really be able to finalize what this partnership's going to look like for me.
Okay.
To be able to put that forward. And then, what does a rollout look like? What does all this look like? We want to kind of just map that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Great. So Lori, you'll hear from me. I'm going to put a reminder on my calendar on Monday.
Okay.
Okay. And
That
then
sounds
we'll have
good.
our next call.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Thank
Okay.
you both. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
thank you.
Hey, very welcome.
I'll send you this in a little bit.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Debbie.
Great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.